Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something we all can learn from. Something majestic, something that soars, and something that understands the true meaning of success. The eagle. The eagle is often a symbol of power, vision, and resilience. But there's a lot more to this incredible bird than just its powerful wings and soaring height. There are principles we can draw from its life that apply directly to our own journey towards success. So, let's talk about 7 success principles of an eagle. If you want to rise above, if you want to live a life of purpose and achievement, these principles can guide your way. An eagle doesn't just fly randomly through the sky. No, it has a clear vision. From miles away, it can spot its prey, staying focused on what's important. In your life, you must do the same. When you focus on your goals, your purpose, the distractions become less significant. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Don't let the small stuff get in the way of your greater vision. An eagle doesn't fly in flocks. It soars alone, high above the world below. If you're serious about success, you have to be okay with standing apart from the crowd. Sometimes your journey will be lonely. You'll have to make decisions others may not understand. But always remember, successful people often walk a different path, and that path isn't always crowded. Eagles are known for their resilience. When storms hit, they don't hide, they rise higher, using the wind to lift them to new heights. In life, storms will come, financial struggles, personal losses, unforeseen obstacles. But how you face those challenges defines you. Will you be defeated, or will you rise above, using every challenge as a stepping stone to greater success? End quote. Eagles undergo a process called molting, where they shed old feathers and grow new ones. In life, we need to do the same. Every so often, you must shed old habits, outdated beliefs, and even relationships that no longer serve you. Renew yourself, refresh your mindset, and reestablish your goals. Only then can you continue to soar higher. Eagles don't associate with other birds. They're selective about their companions. You must do the same. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you to grow, who believe in your potential. Your success is influenced by the people you spend time with. Choose wisely, for those you associate with will either inspire or drain you. An eagle doesn't hesitate when it spots an opportunity. It's not afraid to dive in, even from great heights, to capture what it desires. In life, you'll face opportunities. Some will require you to take risks that might feel uncomfortable, but success favors the bold. Be prepared to take calculated risks and trust yourself to fly high when the moment calls for it. Eagles don't soar to great heights by accident. They rise consistently every single day. Success comes from consistent effort, discipline, and focus. You won't get to where you want to be by sporadic action. It's the small, consistent steps that lead to massive progress over time. An eagle doesn't try to be a dove or a crow. It remains true to itself. It knows its strength, its purpose, and its nature. In your journey towards success, you must do the same. Don't compare yourself to others or try to mimic someone else's path. Discover who you are, what you're passionate about, and what you're truly meant to do. Stay authentic to yourself, and success will follow. Right, gone. You see, in life, there's a tendency to get caught up in the small details, the day-to-day distractions, the little problems that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. And that's where most people go wrong. They spend all their energy focusing on the immediate, the temporary, and the urgent, and in doing so, they miss the bigger picture. If you want to succeed, you have to have clarity. You've got to know where you're going, not just today, but in the long run. Think about the eagle again. The eagle isn't flapping around aimlessly. From miles above the ground, it sees the entire landscape. Its vision doesn't get distracted by the trees or the rocks. It's focused on its purpose, on the prize that lies ahead. And that's exactly what you need to do. You've got to step back, take a moment, and remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. It's easy to get distracted by the noise. The day-to-day challenges will always be there. The emails, the phone calls, the obligations. It's easy to feel like you're running in circles, just trying to stay afloat. But when you focus on the big picture, when you can see beyond the immediate, that's when everything changes. That's when you start to make real progress. You need a vision, a destination that pulls you forward. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in the next year, the next 5 years, the next decade? What kind of life do I want to live? And then, Once you have that vision, stay connected to it. Every decision you make should be made with that larger vision in mind. Every action should be aligned with your long-term goals. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive with purpose. When you focus on the big picture, you make better choices. You stop getting bogged down by things that don't truly matter. You start asking yourself, is this helping me get closer to my goal? Is this in alignment with my vision? If it's not, you let it go. And let me tell you this, the road to success isn't a straight line. It's going to have its twists and turns, its ups and downs. But if you stay focused on that bigger vision, you'll always know the direction to go. You'll have a map, a guiding light that pulls you forward, even when the path gets tough. So stay focused on the big picture. Don't let the small stuff derail you. Keep your eyes on the horizon, and remember, it's the long-term view that brings the real rewards. In life, you're going to face moments where you'll have to stand alone. It's easy to get caught up in the crowd, to seek validation from others, to follow the path that everyone else is walking down. But here's the truth. If you want something different, something more, you have to be willing to stand apart. The crowd will always be comfortable, but comfort rarely leads to greatness. Think about the eagle. It doesn't fly in flocks. It doesn't look to other birds to tell it where to go or how high to fly. It rises above on its own terms. And when you begin to walk a path that others don't understand, that's when you know you're onto something important. People may question you, doubt you, or even criticize you. They'll tell you that you're too different, too bold, too risky. But you have to know something. The people who follow the crowd rarely change the world. Standing alone doesn't mean being lonely. It means having the courage to make decisions that are true to who you are, even when others are going in a different direction. It means trusting yourself when no one else believes in you. It means having a clear vision and being willing to take that first step, even if no one is walking beside you. You have to be okay with that. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, knowing that in the end, your willingness to stand alone will be what sets you apart. Look around. The history books are full of people who stood alone, people who were ridiculed, laughed at, or told they were crazy for pursuing their dreams. But in the end, it was their willingness to stay true to their own path that made them legendary. They didn't wait for the approval of others. They trusted their own instincts and believed in their own vision. So let me ask you this. What's stopping you from standing alone? Fear of judgment? Fear of failure? Understand this. Everyone faces those fears. But it's the ones who push through them, the ones who keep going even when they're standing alone, who ultimately succeed. They create their own path, and in doing so, they inspire others to do the same. If you want to live a life that's extraordinary, you can't be afraid to walk away from the crowd. You can't be afraid to challenge the status quo. You have to be willing to stand tall even when no one else is standing beside you, because when you stand alone, you're not just showing your strength. You're also showing that you're capable of more than the ordinary. And that's the kind of person who attracts greatness. You see, life will always throw challenges your way. That's not something you can avoid, and that's not something you should try to avoid. The key to success isn't about avoiding obstacles. It's about how you face them, how you rise up when life tries to knock you down. And trust me, it will try. The storms of life are inevitable. You will face personal struggles, financial setbacks, and moments where things don't go according to plan. But it's in those moments when the world feels like it's against you that your true strength is tested. Think about the eagle. When a storm comes, most birds will fly for shelter, not the eagle. The eagle spreads its wings and uses the very wind that could tear others apart to lift itself higher. The eagle knows that storms are an opportunity, not a threat. When the wind blows strong, the eagle takes it as an invitation to rise higher, to soar above the clouds, where it's clearer, where it's calmer, and where the view is expansive. In life, we have to do the same. When the winds of adversity blow, don't retreat. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel and say it's too hard. That's the easy way out. But you're not here to take the easy way. You're here to grow, to stretch, to become stronger with every challenge that comes your way. Challenges aren't the end. They are the beginning. They are the opportunities that push you to evolve, to develop a level of strength you didn't know you had. Every obstacle you overcome makes you more resilient, more capable, and more powerful than before. But here's the thing. You have to embrace the challenge. You have to look at it square in the face and say, I'm ready. Too many people run from difficulties, thinking that the moment they hit a rough patch, it's over. But nothing worth achieving comes easily. Nothing great is built on a foundation of comfort. The greatest successes are built on the backs of the challenges we face and how we respond to them. So when the storm comes, and it will, remind yourself that this is your moment to rise. This is your moment to grow stronger. Don't shy away from the struggle. Don't let it defeat you. Let it fuel you. Let it push you to become the person you were always meant to be. You are capable of handling far more than you think. But you'll never know your true strength until you face life's challenges head on. In every difficulty, there's a lesson, a chance to sharpen your skills, and an opportunity to prove to yourself just how strong you really are. So take those challenges, embrace them, and use them as stepping stones to reach new heights. Like the eagle, let the storms lift you higher. And when you come out on the other side, you'll be stronger, wiser, and ready for whatever comes next. Hey, if you want to reach your highest potential, you must understand one fundamental truth. In order to move forward, you must also be willing to let go of what's no longer serving you. It's easy to get stuck in the rut of routine, to keep doing the same things over and over, expecting different results. But here's the reality. If you're not evolving, you're stagnating. And if you're not renewing yourself regularly, you'll eventually find yourself out of alignment with your true purpose. Look at the eagle again. It doesn't just soar at the same altitude forever. Every few years, the eagle undergoes a process known as molting, where it sheds its old feathers and grows new ones. This renewal process may seem uncomfortable. It's a period of vulnerability and change, but it's necessary. Without it, the eagle would not be able to maintain its strength, its power, its ability to fly high and fast. It understands that in order to rise to the next level, it must first shed the old, the outdated, the worn-out parts of itself. Now, I want you to think about your own life. What parts of you need to be renewed? What old habits, thoughts, or relationships are holding you back? We all have them. Maybe it's a belief system that no longer serves you, or a habit that's draining your energy instead of building you up. Maybe it's a relationship that keeps you stuck in a negative space, or a routine that's no longer aligned with the person you're becoming, or any component of your life that carries you further away from it. We need to start setting new politics of health and habits that hold you aligned with the person you're becoming. Whatever it is, it's time to let go. It's time to shed those old feathers and make room for something new. Renewal isn't just about external changes. It's about inner transformation. It's about taking a hard look at who you are and asking yourself, am I living in alignment with my vision? Am I operating at my highest level? If the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. It's time to renew your mindset, your habits, your approach to life. It's time to invest in yourself, not just with new knowledge or skills, but with a new way of thinking, a new way of being. This process of renewal requires discipline and courage. It's not easy to let go of what's familiar, even if it's not serving you. It's not easy to step into the unknown and trust that the best is yet to come. But you must trust that by renewing yourself, you are creating the space for greater success, greater peace, and greater fulfillment. You are clearing away the old clutter to make room for the new opportunities, the new possibilities, and the new you that's waiting to emerge. So make it a habit to renew yourself regularly. Take time to reflect on where you are and where you want to go. Ask yourself what needs to be updated, what needs to be improved, and what needs to be let go of entirely. Life is too short to stay stuck in old patterns. If you want to reach new heights, you've got to be willing to shed the past and step boldly into the future, just like the eagle. If you want to soar higher, you must embrace the power of renewal. There's an old saying that goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now let's think about that for a moment. Your relationships, the people you associate with on a daily basis, have a profound impact on your life. The truth is, the people around you either lift you up or hold you back. You can have all the ambition in the world, all the dreams and goals you want to achieve. But if you're surrounded by the wrong people, it's going to be much harder to get where you want to go. Think about the eagle again. The eagle doesn't fly with just any bird. It doesn't waste its time with the sparrows or the crows. It surrounds itself with other eagles, birds that are strong, determined, and focused on the same high goals. And that's something you have to remember in your own life. You need to be mindful of the company you keep. Who you spend time with directly influences your attitude, your mindset, and ultimately, your success. Look at it this way. The people you spend the most time with are either pushing you forward or pulling you back. If you're spending time with people who are constantly negative, who complain, who settle for mediocrity, who aren't interested in growing or improving themselves, then you're likely to adopt that same mindset. You'll find yourself stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, frustration, and stagnation. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are motivated, who think big, who challenge you to do better, you'll find yourself rising to new heights. The people you choose to associate with should inspire you, push you to grow, and make you want to be a better version of yourself. They should encourage you when things get tough, celebrate your wins, and hold you accountable when you're not living up to your potential. But you've got to make that conscious decision to surround yourself with the right kind of people. Now, that doesn't mean you should only surround yourself with people who agree with you all the time. The most powerful relationships are often those that challenge you, those that push you to think differently, those that help you see things from a different perspective. But the key here is that these people should be people who are also committed to their own growth, their own success, and who will help you become better in the process. Remember, you become like the people you associate with. So be intentional about who you bring into your circle. And if you find that some people are not serving you, if they are pulling you down instead of lifting you up, it might be time to reconsider those relationships. It's not about cutting people off or being harsh, but about recognizing that in order to move forward, sometimes you have to distance yourself from negative influences. Life is too short to spend time with people who don't believe in your dreams, who don't encourage your growth, or who drain your energy. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to aim higher, who remind you of your worth, and who push you to be your best. And as you do this, you'll begin to see your own life transform. You'll be more confident, more focused, and more motivated. Your journey towards success will be much smoother because you'll have the right support and energy around you. So ask yourself, who are you spending your time with? Are they elevating you or are they holding you back? Choose wisely because the company you keep will have a profound effect on where you go and what you achieve. If you're serious about success, you must understand one very important thing. Success does not come to those who play it safe. It doesn't come to those who stay in their comfort zones, who stick to what they know, who avoid the unknown. No, success belongs to the ones who are willing to step outside their comfort zone, to take bold, calculated risks. And I'm not talking about taking reckless, foolish chances. I'm talking about taking risks with purpose, risks that are strategic, risks that you've thought through and planned for. Think about the eagle again. The eagle doesn't hesitate when it spots an opportunity. It sees its prey from miles away, and without a second thought, it dives, often from great heights, at high speeds with no guarantee of success. But the eagle doesn't jump blindly. It's calculated. It's prepared. It knows the wind, the environment, and its own strengths. It takes risks. But those risks are informed, intentional, and part of a bigger plan. And you have to do the same. You have to be willing to take those leaps of faith, but they need to be well thought out, aligned with your vision, and based on the knowledge you've gained through experience and learning. Many people fear taking risks because they're scared of failure. They're scared of making a mistake, of looking foolish, of losing what they've worked so hard for. But here's the truth. Without risk, there's no reward. Without taking chances, there's no growth. There's no progress. If you're waiting for the perfect moment to take action, you'll be waiting forever. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You have to be willing to make your move, even when it feels uncertain. But you don't have to do it blindly. Take the time to assess the situation, weigh the pros and cons, and understand the possible outcomes. The boldness comes from the willingness to step forward despite the uncertainty, knowing that even if you don't land exactly where you expect, you're still moving forward. Now, I'm not saying to take foolish risks. I'm not saying you should jump into things without doing your homework, without planning, without understanding the potential consequences. That's where many people go wrong. They see others taking risks and think they need to do the same thing without considering the strategy behind it. Taking a calculated risk means you've done the work, you've prepared yourself, and you understand the risks involved. You weigh your options, you plan your next steps, and you go forward with confidence, knowing that even if things don't go perfectly, you'll learn and grow from the experience. It's about making choices that align with your vision, It's about betting on yourself even when others may doubt you. It's about knowing that every successful person you admire has at some point taken a risk that may have seemed impossible at the time, a risk that could have failed, but they took it anyway because they understood that success comes from action, from taking those bold steps even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. So ask yourself, what risks are you willing to take? What opportunities are staring you in the face, waiting for you to step up and make a move? You can play it safe and stay where you are, or you can step into the unknown, take that leap, and trust that it will bring you closer to the life you truly want to live. Remember, fortune favors the bold, but only the bold who are also prepared. The risks you take today will determine where you are tomorrow. Your one closest bond prepared who doesn't know what the margin is safe, and who is committed to closing the gap. So take them with courage, take them with purpose, and take them knowing that the greatest rewards come to those who dare to act. Success doesn't come from one big leap or one grand gesture. It doesn't come from sporadic bursts of effort. It comes from the daily grind, the consistent, disciplined actions you take day in and day out. The key to real success lies in consistency. It's the little things you do consistently that build momentum, create results, and move you closer to your goals. Think about the eagle. The eagle doesn't soar to great heights by chance. It doesn't fly high just once and then rest for the year. It rises consistently, over and over every single day. Whether the weather is perfect or a storm is brewing, the eagle knows it must take flight. It understands that staying grounded, staying committed to its purpose, and staying disciplined is the key to reaching new heights. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment to spread its wings. It spreads them every day, and with each flight, it gains strength and mastery over the skies. This is exactly how you must approach your own journey. It's not about waiting for the stars to align or for the perfect opportunity to arrive. It's about making the decision to show up every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's the ability to stay consistent when things get tough. It's the ability to keep going when the results aren't immediate, when the work seems endless, and when you start to doubt yourself. Here's the thing, success doesn't show up overnight. It's built through small, consistent actions that compound over time. It's the effort you put in when no one is watching. It's the hours you spend honing your craft when the results don't yet reflect your hard work. If you can commit to showing up day after day, putting in the effort and staying disciplined, you'll be amazed at the progress you make. Over time, these consistent actions begin to snowball. They build momentum, and before you know it, you're far ahead of where you started. But let me be clear, consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without growth. It's not about repeating the same actions without learning or improving. Consistency means showing up, refining your approach, and adjusting as you learn. It means doing the work, but doing it with purpose, with the mindset of continual growth. And it's in that process of showing up day after day that you begin to build something lasting, something that stands the test of time. If you want extraordinary results, you can't just give it your best shot once in a while. You can't just put in a little effort here and there and expect to reach the peak of your potential. You have to make consistency a habit. It has to become a part of your routine, a part of who you are. You have to commit to doing what it takes every day, regardless of the challenges, the distractions, or the difficulties that may come your way. And the beauty of consistency is that it works, even when you don't see immediate results. Over time, the small efforts add up, the habit compound, and before you know it, you'll be standing at a place far beyond what you ever imagined. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the tool that takes you from where you are to where you're meant to go. So ask yourself, are you committed to the process? Are you willing to show up every day and do the work, even when it's hard, even when it seems like progress is slow? If you are, then you'll find success waiting for you on the other side of your consistent effort. But if you're not, you'll miss out on the extraordinary life that's waiting for those who are willing to put in the time, the work, and the discipline day in and day out. And in that case, one of the greatest mistakes people make in life is trying to be someone they're not. They spend so much time, energy, and effort trying to fit into molds that were never made for them. They look at others and think, if I could just be more like them, maybe I'd succeed. But here's the truth. Success doesn't come from trying to be someone else. It comes from being the best version of you. from staying true to your nature, your strengths, your passions, and your purpose. Think about the eagle once again. The eagle doesn't try to be anything other than an eagle. It doesn't look at the hawk or the falcon and think, I wish I could fly like them. No, the eagle embraces what it is. It uses its own unique talents, its powerful wings, its keen eyesight, its ability to soar high above the clouds, and makes the most of them. The eagle knows that it was made to soar, to lead, to dominate the skies, and it never second guesses that. And you must do the same. You were not created to copy others. You were created to be you. And the moment you start trying to live someone else's life is the moment you begin to lose your own. Staying true to your nature means understanding your unique abilities, your passions, and your values, and making them the foundation of your success. It means honoring what makes you different instead of trying to hide it or change it. You don't need to fit into someone else's vision of success. Your own vision, built on your own strengths and values, is just as powerful, if not more so, than anyone else's. Hope this was this great talk, with just as much joy as you can in giving and receiving. But here's the thing. Staying true to your nature isn't always easy. The world will try to pull you in different directions. People will tell you what you should do, what's popular, what's acceptable. The pressure to conform is real, but the greatest reward comes when you have the courage to stand firm in who you are, to say, this is me, and I'm not going to change for anyone. Too many people waste time trying to please others, trying to be what they think others want them to be. But at the end of the day, it's not about pleasing anyone else. It's about living with authenticity, with integrity, and with purpose. When you stay true to your nature, you free yourself from the burden of pretending. You stop wasting energy on trying to fit into someone else's box, and you start focusing on what really matters, becoming the best version of yourself. And here's another thing. When you stay true to your nature, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances into your life. People are drawn to authenticity. They're drawn to those who are confident in who they are, who don't apologize for their uniqueness, and who walk with purpose. You'll find that the more you embrace your true self, the more success will come to you, not because you're trying hard to impress anyone, but because you're doing what you were meant to do and doing it with passion and conviction. Remember this, you don't need to be like anyone else. You don't need to follow the crowd. The crowd is full of people who are trying to figure out who they are. When you know who you are, when you embrace your nature, you stand apart. You become a leader. You become someone who others look to for inspiration. And that's when you start living the life you were meant to live, the life that's uniquely yours. So ask yourself, are you being true to your nature? Are you honoring your strengths, your values, your passions? Or are you trying to be someone you're not in an effort to fit in? If you're ready to step into your full potential, the first thing you need to do is stop trying to be anyone else. Embrace who you are, trust in your uniqueness, and move forward with confidence. The world needs what only you can bring.